Hello everybody and welcome back to Dink Smallwood. We managed to get out of the city of Terrace last time and we've moved on to the next stop, the city of Kernsin. There is a plot to attack the whole city during the upcoming parade that is going to happen. And in order to make progress, we need to talk to the woman in the purple dress here in the square, assuming that I can get a hold of her here. So everybody is pretty happy about it, and there's going to be a lot of people, which is probably why it's being targeted. The cast knights are planning to come here and kill everyone. What? You're kidding, right? Wish I was, but I heard it myself just outside of town. We're all gonna die! We've got to call off the parade. Wait, no, there's another answer. The mayor, he knows some of the royal guard of the land. If we can convince him, maybe he can save the parade. Follow me. So she's gonna lead us back to the first house that you come to here in town. And we will be able to find the mayor. What are you gonna do? I'll head back to the fountain and warn people. Good luck. So this is a bookstore, and if you had come in here prior to talking to the woman, the mayor wouldn't have been in here. So you do need to talk to her in order to trigger him to show up, the guy in green here. Mayor, I have urgent news. Your town is going to be attacked. What? That's preposterous. You've got to be joking. No, I'm dead serious. It's the cast knights. They're planning to attack during the parade. That's crazy. So many people would be hurt. All the more reason for you to believe me. Now, the girl by the fountain said you knew some royal guards. You talked with my daughter? She's your daughter? Is she single? What? Never mind. So you have some connections, right? Yes, they could help. But I need proof before I can go calling them in. Okay, so if I get proof, you'll help? Yes, without it, my hands are tied. Alright, then I'm off. Off to find some proof. Alright. As you can see by my amount of money and my stats and all of that, it doesn't look like I've done a lot of the grinding and stuff that I said I was going to do, but I actually have, and I have another save file that I'm going to load in order to catch us up to speed. I accidentally saved, not realizing that I had talked to the mayor and his daughter, and I would have completely missed out in showing that in a video. So I managed to level and raise $1,500, $1,000 for the bow, and $500 for the medicine boots. And if we remember, those were something that we could buy very, very early on in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk back to where I can purchase those boots just to refresh everyone's memory. We're going to speed walk there. And then I will load my save where I have purchased those items and we can show them off. So we're gonna go all the way back through Terrace. We're gonna continue past the bridge where we paid the toll, past where we started the game in our village, and we're going to keep going. And this was back south of the wizard's house. So we had burnt some trees to enter this clearing here. And then if we recall, there is a house in the middle of this area here. And this guy is a cobbler slash pharmacist. Interesting choice of jobs. And he's used his power to make us some special herb boots. So that's where you can purchase these. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to load my save where I've done all of the grinding and the purchasing. And that will bring us right back to the save point over in Kernsin. Alright, so here we are. You can see I have a decent amount of coins. But if I open up my inventory, you can see that I have both the boots and the bow. So let's equip the boots first, and you can see that they basically just let me move around very, very, very quickly. It's kind of the equivalent of just using the speed up button to walk around, except for this is just going at normal speed. Because you cannot equip a sword or any other weapon while you have these equipped, you could only attack with your fists. I wouldn't say that these are necessary, per se. I just find that there are a couple of sections where these boots are actually quite useful. They can be useful. So I would recommend buying them, but they're certainly not a requirement if you're just not up for grinding or you don't really think that they're needed. The bow, however, is a requirement. We have to have the bow in order to move on with the story. And it's the same thing, you just bring it out using the attack button, but you have to hold it down and charge to be able to fire your bow and make the arrows go faster. The longer the charge, the more powerful the shot. I'm personally not a huge fan of the bow, so you probably won't see me using it all that much. But it is required for the story. We absolutely have to have that in order to move on. So now that we have our bow, I might actually go back and buy a potion or two. I haven't purchased any potions yet, but we have a couple of fights coming up. Back to back to back, in fact. And I actually have a little bit of money on me right now, so let's go ahead and buy 2 healing potions. I've used up all of the nuts that I had in my inventory. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the goblin sanctuary, which was over by the beach area. So this is the goblin sanctuary. And this is why the bow is required. They will not let you in until you A, have talked to the mayor and his daughter, and B, purchased the bow. Once you've done those 2 things, you can go ahead and talk to the goblin guard. And he's not going to speak English to you, but he is going to open the gate. This is another area where I actually do recommend making a quick save, and I think I'm actually going to do that as well. Because it can kind of go backwards, but then sometimes it goes really well. Basically what we have to do is we have to kill all of the goblins in this area. These slower goblins here with the hammers, they're pretty easy to fight. As you can see, they actually did some friendly fire, which I'm surprised about. These ones don't tend to do that a whole lot. We are going to be fighting some faster ones, and they hit a little bit harder and tend to run into each other a little bit more. But that's definitely a strategy that you could use. I try to keep my distance, fire, you know, fireballs at them, and just slowly wear them down if I can. Another strategy that we can use is we can put on our boots and walk around until they hit each other. Or we could just go and hit them with our sword, hit them with our bow. We've got lots of options here. Personally, not a huge fan of the bow, I must say. Not really my preferred weapon. These guys here with these shields and spears, I do find that they will hit each other if they're close enough. As you can see, they're actually doing a lot of damage to each other, which is a very, very viable strategy just to get them to kill each other. Because apparently I can't aim at all. And you can see that they do quite a bit of damage when they do hit you. So that's why I bought some healing potions. This whole area here, we have to kill all of them, so just be mindful of your health. And then in this corner here, we have 4 juicy attack potions, which will make a significant difference if we're using our sword or our bow. I think I'm actually going to switch it to the boots now for this next part. I find this area is very, very crowded. There's a lot of goblins here, and using the boots I can kind of run around and get their attention without getting hit. I'm much, much faster than them, and I can kind of bait them into killing each other. And this is kind of why I recommend having the boots, because they are really handy. But of course, this is just another strategy that you could use in the game. It's by no means necessary. And I just walked off screen. Ugh. You know, a lot of the time they give you that message that you can't leave because there's enemies on the screen, which I usually find irritating. But in a case like this, I just don't know why they couldn't have had that be the case. Because we would have already been done this fight and they would have beaten each other to a pulp. So unfortunately, I'm not putting those attack potions to use right now. I'm still using the fireball method here. And then once you kill all of the goblins, you will get to talk to the King Mog. He actually speaks English, which is good for us. My comrades litter the ground. Yes, I am a great goblin killer. Tell me your secret dealings with the casts. I must avenge my brothers. Yeah, so he was the name mentioned by those cast members when we were eavesdropping, when we first came to Kernsin. The members who were talking to Mog when it came to preparations for interrupting the town during the festival. And again, I'm just going to use the same strategy. He's a lot quicker than the other goblins, and he hits very, very hard. So running around with these speed shoes and hurling fireballs just works very well. He's able to tell us where the location of the cast camp is, so we can do a little bit of recon. Doesn't really show you what's in there, I guess just evidence possibly for the mayor. Yeah, we grabbed ourselves a scroll. And unfortunately, we were not very stealthy because they found us. I thought I told you to stay away from us. Yeah, well, my foot still has an appointment with you. What do you freaks want with the town, anyways? Our business doesn't need to be told to the dead. Finish him. Alright. So here we go. These guys here, again, I kind of just recommend using the same strategy that I was using and I have been using if possible. I kind of like to try and group these guys together and get them to attack each other, because they're going to do a lot more damage with their large weapons than I ever would. I could maybe go in there with my sword, but I'm not feeling brave enough to do that. I think I would be too slow without the shoes on, and it would be 3-on-1 odds. So I feel like buying the shoes is just definitely worth it. It makes this little section here a lot easier. These 3 sections of fighting back to back. Get ourselves a good chunk of change, and then we can go back to town. So the time that we've spent in Kernsin is way briefer than the time, all that time we spent in the city of Terrace. So now all we have to do is just go back and talk to the mayor. That's the wrong dude. I should probably actually take off my shoes, because now I'm running too quickly. There we go. Show the mayor the scroll. They plan to slaughter the entire city. This attack would destroy our defenses. I can't believe they would attack us like this. Now will you call the guard? Yes, I just hope they can get here in time. Dink, over here. Isn't it just beautiful? Yep, it's a parade, all right. A lot of people too. I shudder at what could have happened. You really saved the town. I'm really proud of you. Thanks, but I couldn't have done it without you. I have to be going. I have to meet with my father. Take care, Dink. I hope I'll see you again. Alright. Listen to this happening music. And that's it. Yeah, that was the heroic deed we had to do in this city. And looks like everybody's allowed to enjoy the parade and go about living nice, happy, stress-free lives, which is just wonderful. There really is absolutely nothing else of note in this town, honestly. A lot of the buildings are locked, and for the most part, they really just don't have anything of interest to say. The King's News has been updated, and it's saying that we saved the city and stopped the cast. Yeah, nice. Windermere Village experiences a famine. Alright, Windermere Village, that's our next stop, and that actually requires us to do a little bit of backtracking. So from here, we're actually going to go back to the city of Terrace, and then from there, we'll be able to get to Windermere. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go back to my aunt's house and save there. She's got a nice little save spot tucked away for me. Pop in and say hello to her again. So we were able to wrap that all up very quickly and easily and efficiently. Very happy about that, and we will be moving on next time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.